Well, hello there. Good evening and welcome to Sister Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM. My name is Jessica. Remember, this is an all-women relationship talk show and we are live not only in Ghana but in sub-Saharan Africa on DSTV channel 363. And as usual, tonight we're going to be talking about you and your relationships. Before we get into it, though, remember the show is brought to you by Vodafone. It's also brought to you by Secure. And while Secure Pill is a low-dose daily oral contraceptive pill that's taken daily by women to prevent unintended pregnancies. Secure Daily Oral Pill is safe, it's easy to use, and has provided many women with the option of planning their families for over 30 years. Secure Pills provide the modern woman with a convenient way to plan your lifestyle. With Secure, you decide. Hashtag Secure Pill on social media. We'll go for a quick break. When we come back, I introduce the ladies in the studio with me and, of course, the one joining us all the way from Nigeria. And then we get right into action. Don't go anywhere. And you're welcome back. So on tonight's show, there are various ways that you can reach us with your opinions, your comments, your messages. And you can do so via WhatsApp to 054-998-6996. If you're messaging us from outside Ghana, you can prefix it with the country code +233. Alternatively, you can send an email to jessica@cityfmonline.com, or better yet, search for Sister Sister Live on Facebook. Like our page, join the interactions. Our family on Facebook is growing, and we'd love to have you as a part of us. Let's say hello to the ladies in the studio. I've been joined this week by Olivia, looking good as always. Good to see you, sister. I hope you're well.
I'm well, thank you.
Yeah, what's new? What's new in the family?
Nothing really.
All right.
Nothing really. Kids are just constantly at home, you know, learning virtually and eating all the food, and mommy today this, daddy tomorrow that. So yeah, enjoying them while we really can.
Yeah.
So, and appreciating life.
That's great.
And everything, yeah.
Ceci, good to see you. What's going on?
Good to see you too.
What's new?
I'm good. Not much.
Since I saw you last week, was it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's been work.
Work is good.
And family and kids giving you help.
It's all good. Good to see you again this week.
Same.
So today we have someone joining us all the way from Nigeria. So let's say hello to Akubeze Okocha. Now, I hope I pronounced your name right, but thank you for joining us on Sister Sister today. She is a vlogger, an enlightenment vlogger. I like the way she puts it. And also an advocate for gender equality. So I think she's one of the most powerful people we'll have from Nigeria joining us on the show today. Aku, how are you doing?
Hi, please, you give me too much credit. So I'm still a newbie. But yeah, you did get my name. Aku is right, and I'm so excited to be on here. And hi, rest of the ladies as well.
Great. Okay. Well, welcome to Sister Sister. It is about relationships, so we're going to throw a couple of messages your way. We just want to hear your opinions, really. I mean, it's really that simple. So we'll get started. I'll delve right into one of the messages that we've received, and we can just jump right into it. So first one says, I met this guy a few months ago. I had a serious crush on him, so did he, because he told my friend about it. I waited for him to make a move, but he didn't, and so I did. I told him how much I liked him, and he said he liked me too. Then he later slowed things down, even though we were not dating. I soon realized that a lot of ladies were also crushing on him, so I backed off because I'm the jealous type. He then told me he likes me, but couldn't date me because he's not financially stable. And I respected his decision. The problem now is he doesn't want me to date anyone, and he's not ready to date me either, but wants to have me around. He initially told me that I can accept another person's proposal as long as it would make me happy. I found someone that loves me, and I've decided to tell him. Now he's acting cold towards me. He's a nice person, but since he can't date me, I have to move on. Now I feel like I'm hurting him, and I want to know if I did the right thing by telling him. Should I have just kept things to myself? This lady wants to know. Olivia, I'm coming straight to you because you're sitting right next to me. What do you think about this? I mean, if this girl were your sister in such a situation, what would you say to her?
I'll say, go sis, you're on the right path. Because honestly, I don't think this guy, you see you. Anyways, I just to sort of veer off a tiny weeny little bit. You know, nowadays I have the trend, I could be wrong and I stand to be corrected, is that you have a lot of young men coming up wanting to have the world before they settle. I don't blame them because the pressure on them and society demands that at least before you get married, you need to have a car, you need to have your own house and I'm going to make this submission based on my personal Christian beliefs and what the Word of God says.
That's fair.
It says, a man shall leave their father and mother and cleave unto his wife, and he who finds a wife, that's what finds a good thing. And not once, not twice, not 3 times. When I met my husband, he didn't drive a fancy car or anything. I know somebody, there's people I know, there's stories upon stories. Once they get married, the guy doesn't have much, but once they get married, they don't live, they're not fornicating or committing adultery, right? Under the marriage covenant, right, you tend to realize that they're doing things that they're supposed to be doing right together. Some way, somehow, doors open for them. Maybe he didn't have a car, maybe he didn't have his own house, but the guy is renting small apartment with the wife, everything, going slow. You know, so it's about finding that partner who understands where you are at. You know, understands that, oh, you don't have the money right now, but together we can make it work. And there's no way, at least from my experience, there's no way that you live under that covenant of marriage and the fear of God and you do not multiply. Okay, I've experienced multiplication in my life, from our finances to our children to everything. There's been a blessing.
Right.
But this is just from my personal biblical point of view. Going back to this girl and this guy, I hope this guy is listening, I don't know. But going back to this girl, I don't think you've made the wrong decision. I just feel like it's unfortunate that the guy feels like that, had to decide that he wanted to let you go, and then today he wants to let you go, tomorrow he doesn't want to let you go, today I like you, I don't like you. And I feel like the girl has been very forthcoming. She's known what she wants from day one. She heard that, I mean, she had a crush on you, somebody told her, confirmed her, like, okay, I like you. And then immediately the guy says, I like you too.
And then that's
like really, it's like, you know, make up your mind already. What do you want? And then now you come back to the girl and you're telling her, oh, because I don't have money, I can't be with you. And you see, young men who have that perception, it's very difficult to take them out of that perception or out of that strong belief. It's like he wants to attain X, Y, and Z before he commits, but he's not ready to commit. So if you also feel like you found somebody who you gel with, who you love, plus, I don't think your relationship was even defined. What was it based on? Do you actually love each other like that? You know, it's like, is it just a crash thing? Because now you've actually experienced love with somebody else who's actually ready and willing to go the whole drill. Had this guy actually told you that, Charlie, I don't have money, but what do you think? At least open up the conversation. At least your mind would have been settled. Okay, Charlie, maybe I'm ready to actually do the work with you. I'm ready to let it, you know, work on it. But he didn't give you all of that.
Right.
And so you have every right on this planet to move on with your life. I think you've taken a decision. Don't feel bad. At least you've told him. It's not like you decided to get into another relationship behind him.
Right.
You've told him that, okay, because you said I should go, I've gone. I found somebody. So life has to continue. It's his loss, really. But by all means, please enjoy your life and move on, and don't feel too bad.
Okay.
I don't think you should.
Ceci, Olivia says move on. You agree with her?
Yes, I do. But it's one of two things. It's either they are both immature or they both do not want to be together. Because at the beginning of a relationship, everything is nice, everything is rosy, especially when you are both very in love with each other. And it's easy to ignore a lot of red flags. So if the girl really wanted to be with this guy, even if he said, I don't have money, you would say, I mean, what did you, my question now is, what did you tell him when he told you, you know what, I don't have money?
Yeah, he's not financially
What did you tell
stable.
him? Did you insist? Did you say that, you know what, I love you anyway, so let's get a move on and figure it out as we go? So for me, I feel the both of them didn't really want this.
Really?
Yes, that is my opinion. That's my candid opinion.
Okay.
Because if he told you I don't have money and you really loved him, you would insist. You say, you know what, let's try it. Before you know, things might work out. Things might open up. Maybe you would even try and help him open some doors. Maybe supposing he doesn't have a job.
Okay.
Let's float your CV. Let's shake a few trees. Let's see what falls. Okay. So I don't want to dwell too much on the immaturity bit. I want to believe that maybe the chemistry wasn't like that. You know, crush, dear. Sometimes you can crush on someone, crush, and then finally when you meet the person and the person talks, you're like,
uncrush. You uncrush. Yeah.
You're like, So not all crushes actually end up. Maybe it was just like admiration from afar.
Or infatuation.
And it ended there. So, and back to her question, I don't think she did anything wrong. You know, the guy is someone you typically call konongukaya. You won't carry. You won't let somebody carry. So I mean, come on, you can't keep her and then block her shine or block her chances of finding somebody. So if you really wanted her, you would have started from somewhere. You don't have it figured out right from the beginning. You figure it out as you go along. Okay, so like Olivia said, it's not multiplication from the beginning. As you go ahead, then you multiply as you go, and two heads are better than one. So she did a good thing by telling him. I don't know what the relationship is between the two of them that she thinks she's hurting him.
Right.
But I have a feeling that there's something going on between them. That is why she is considering his feelings so much.
Well, maybe it's because she just likes him, as she's said. Like that's just it. You know?
That
genuinely would like to be with him, but he's just not ready.
Be that as it may, she still has a right to move on, because it's not like the guy is ready to take it the next step. So it's good. She has taken a decision. She should stand by it. She's not wrong in any way.
At this point, I need a Nigerian perspective. Let's see if Aku can I don't know, confirm or have her own opinion on this.
Yeah,
one.
I've been waiting to talk because I kept nodding when the last speaker was talking, and I was like, no, we cannot blame her at all in this situation. It's not about how she reacted to him. From the very beginning of this story, you can tell that the guy is a Joneser. I don't know if that's a slang that you guys say in Ghana, but when somebody is jonesing you, it's almost like they are just deceiving you. They're just giving you a little bit of, the truth. Okay. So from the beginning, he claimed he had a crush on her, but didn't make any move. She's the one that had to make the move to get him to actually now say that he liked her. Then she starts finding out that there are other ladies. Why are so many ladies attracted to a guy that's not financially stable or not financially prepared to take care of a relationship? Then aside from that, he also says that he's okay with her moving on. I've never seen any guy that likes a girl and is okay with them moving on. Like you're going to be so possessive over her and make sure that you can do whatever it is to keep her. And I love the first speaker's take as well. Any real man, there's nothing about age here, so we can't even assume that these are immature people. Like I want to assume that they are mature people trying to build a mature relationship. That's why she's now moving towards somebody else that has proposed to her. you know that it's not about money. You know that you guys are coming together to grow and to build your relationship. So I definitely feel she did the right thing. He's jonesing all the way, and he was just trying to eat his cake and have it and just keep her in a bubble. And I'm happy that she decided to get out of that. So she shouldn't feel bad at all that she hurt him. She did the right thing by telling him the truth, and hopefully he even learns from the loss of her, basically, and stopped jonesing other people.
Aku, don't you find it interesting, though, that, I mean, now that she's moved on, like she's met someone else and told him about it and wants to move on, he's acting cold. I mean, what's that about?
It's the manipulation, it's the jonesing. It's all like he just wants to keep her in that bubble. Like, guys love it when like a girl is dead for them, and I'm sure that he's known that that's who this girl has been to him. So I'm sure he even said that whole move on thing almost like a test to her, like, yeah, I'll be happy if you move on. And now that you see that she was actually able to do it, you're like, really? I'm no longer the guy. So he's trying to like manipulate her back into feeling like, oh, maybe I moved on too quick. And that's why I didn't even want this whole statement of, oh, how did you react to him telling you he's not financially stable? Because she may now take that one to blame herself and feel like, maybe I'm the one that messed up, I moved on too quick. From the jump, he's not shown any signs of seriousness. So I just believe it's part of the manipulation, and she should just move forward. Honestly, just keep looking forward. There's nothing to go back to with this guy.
Right. I mean, I can't help but agree with all my sisters here today, right? And Aku nailed it. I mean, when a guy really likes you, he doesn't care whether he's broke or not. Sure. He's coming for you. You understand? Even if he doesn't have all the money now, he'll tell you, babe, you know, I really like you. I'm not in that position, but I want us to take this seriously. And indeed, even start sharing his future plans and whatnot with you. This guy for me, it didn't come across like he was really serious about her. He was probably flattered about the fact that she came up to him to propose, or ask him out, like, this girl is pretty cool. Okay, yeah, I like you too. Hoping to get some. I don't know if he actually ended up getting some. Chances are he did. But, now it's like, well, you like me, I like you. Now I don't have money, so go away, kind of thing. And he's getting attention from everybody else, right? So, dear lady, I'll add my voice to it. I think be happy. If you found someone else, go ahead. Get out of that one and just walk. Be happy. Yeah? All right. A couple of comments are coming through to the show today. This one's from Song. Now, Song says, both of you are immature. How can he claim he can't date you because he doesn't have enough money? Don't couples start from the scratch to build a good future for themselves? Nanama says, my friend, what again? He be konongo kaya. He go carry, no go carry. Somebody come carry to wahala. Don't feel guilty. He didn't propose to you after all, so follow your heart. Papayao says, I can tell from your message that you still like him. That's why you felt the need to inform him. You didn't need to inform him. Absolutely needless. Now he knows about how you still feel about him, and that's why he's emotionally blackmailing you. How long are you going to hang in there? Is it about him or you? If he goes cold because someone has stepped in, how is that supposed to bother you? Please be bold and take a stance. Robert says, if he can't date you, why would he want you around him? And why would you be waiting? Move on with your life and leave him. If he just wanted to date you, nobody would have come around at all. Nanaya says, see, crush is just a crush. Crushing on someone doesn't mean you should go out with them at all costs. Girl, forget him and go to where you are needed. Frank says, my sister, the guy is not serious, but you are not serious at all. Not. How can you feel you are hurting the guy if you are really serious about your new guy?
Oh, wow.
And finally,
that's a good one. That's a good one.
Finally, one from Efia says, hey, madam, Ayiko, that I feel like I'm hurting him stuff is causing a lot of young ladies to lose good relationships. Please, the guy is not serious. Move on. You owe him nothing. Neither does he. And talking about the financial thing, if indeed both of you were ready for a genuine companionship and relationship, you two could have sorted things out easily. Truth is, both of you are not ready for each other. All the best in finding happiness. This is Sister on City TV and 97.3 City FM as well. We'll go for a quick commercial break. When we come back, I have more messages for you.
City TV is live. On DSTV, go to channel 363. On GoTV, access City TV on channel 182. On a digital TV, please press the menu button on the remote control and run a new search on your TV. Take note that without an antenna, you cannot access City TV on your television. City TV can be accessed on a free-to-air digital box like the GoTV and StarTimes box. City TV, it's your world.
Alrighty, so you're welcome back, Sister on City TV and City FM. Remember, our WhatsApp number is still open. You can chat with us. Let us know your opinion on the story that just went by, 054-998-6996. And if you're messaging us from outside Ghana, remember to add our country code, +233. Message here says, Dear sisters, I've dated my wife for 2 years before we got married, and we have been married for 8 years now in total. During courtship, she visited me one Friday. She initially told me she would return to campus on Monday evening. We went to town the next day and she had a call from an ex. I don't know what transpired between them on the phone, but immediately we got home, she told me she'll be leaving on Sunday instead of Monday evening. I never suspected anything. She left on Sunday afternoon to campus, and I called her on Monday only to realize that she was with her ex. I complained bitterly, but it seems it didn't end there. After marriage, she's still in constant contact with a guy, and it's become a problem for me. When I forced her to stop calling him, she told me they're friends and that she'll be lying if she said she's accepted my conditions. I chanced on their text conversation yesterday, and the guy also said he can't stop calling her. The most painful aspect is that they've been able to instigate my mother-in-law against me. When I confronted the guy, he insulted me well. In fact, he dressed me ankasa. Jess, they chat about their past escapades together, you know, the teasing, the fights, even sex, and exchange current pictures. Please, I need advice, and I'll be extremely grateful if you could connect me perhaps to a marriage counselor and or a psychologist. Okay. I'm not coming to Olivia because I can already see your reaction. Ceci, talk to me.
Good luck, Ceci.
This is a total mess.
Yeah, it really is.
The part that jumps at me is the mother-in-law part. Like, how is it that they are able to instigate your mother-in-law against you? This lady.
It doesn't add up.
It doesn't. So, I don't even know where to begin. But it's obvious that this woman doesn't want to be with you anymore.
Yeah?
Because for her to be in constant contact with her ex for 8 years.
That's serious.
And as of today, you chance on their conversation on the phone and they are talking about all these things. So who knows what has been happening between them throughout these 8 years. I feel so sad for the guy right now. Jessica, I'm confused. There are so many things that are jumping at me, but what screams at me the most is the fact that the lady has checked out of the marriage. That's how it's looking like for me.
Is that like because that's the only way that perhaps you'll entertain an ex and to such an extent and not even want to let him go at her husband's request?
Exactly. Because I'm wondering why she even got married to him. Because if right from the beginning, before they got married, these things were happening. So you tell him, okay, I've come to visit you, I'm going to leave on Monday. Then you have a call from him, then all of a sudden you have changed your mind, you want to leave on Sunday instead of Monday, and then the following day he calls you and you are with him. A lot has been going on throughout these 8 years.
Yeah.
So they need to talk. They need to have a serious conversation about this and find out what this woman wants out of the marriage. Because if you're having this kind of conversations with your ex, I don't see what you are still doing in the marriage. Because for me, if I was the husband, well, I'm not a guy, but if I was, I would think I'll be plagued with the thoughts that so many things have been happening behind my back.
Sure.
On
I
my
think that's
blind
the natural
side.
thing.
So I'll be catapulted into, okay, so when she said she was going here, is this where she was really going? When she told me some time ago that she was traveling to maybe Tamale or something, was that where she actually went? Why? Maybe, for you know, she would go black. She'll go AWOL on him. Maybe, okay, she left her phone somewhere and she didn't answer his calls, and maybe she'll give some excuse that, okay, I was doing this. It can even drive you mad because you now begin to rewind into all those 8 years. What has been happening? Why didn't I come to that realization before now? It could drive. I'm not surprised that he's asking you to connect him to a psychologist or a counselor. He needs one. Yeah, honestly, he does.
All right, Aku, let me bring you in at this point. I'll let Olivia speak last. What do you think? I mean, how ridiculous does this sound?
Yeah, I don't think that she has checked out of the marriage, but I think there's definitely a lack of fulfillment, and she's getting that fulfillment from her ex. But I also kind of suspect that what she has going on with her ex is almost just like reminiscent. I don't think it's really harmful. If not, I'll be very surprised as to why the mother-in-law would, support or even allow that to happen, type of thing. So I'm a bit confused because I'm one of those believers that marriage isn't like a death sentence, and once you marry, it doesn't mean you have to cut off every single person that has been in your past. But she should definitely be prioritizing her man, and if he's said that he's uncomfortable with this relationship, then she should be making those changes. Why is she going a day earlier to go and spend the time with her ex? And I think, before they even do marriage counseling, the guy needs to definitely see a therapist, because him too must not really prioritize himself so much, which is why he's letting her get away with so much as well. Because it's like you give her a condition, she doesn't respond to the condition, and there didn't sound like there was any repercussion. So have you left? Have you fought with her? Not physically fight, obviously, but have you put your foot down to also say that I'm not going to take this anymore? You kind of have to choose, or you actually have to prioritize me. So it's a bit weird. But then I don't also want to just believe that, oh yes, because she's still maintaining a friendship with her ex, and that automatically means that she's cheating, or that means that she has violated her marriage or checked out of her marriage. But it's definitely a sign that there is a lack of fulfillment and a lack of respect as well. So I think I would advise the marriage counseling as well too, but therapy first, then marriage counseling.
I think I agree with that order as well. Quick question though. I mean, he confronted this ex-boyfriend, right? And he says that the guy insulted him back. What do you think about that action in itself? The fact that if you have an issue with your partner, you rather go and confront the third party. What do you make of that whole interaction? Yeah,
I don't like that. That means I didn't even listen properly, because I was thinking he confronted her.
No.
So that's a major issue. Why? Is there some kind of fear between him and his partner? Why don't you talk directly to her? It's like if you find your guy cheating, you go and start abusing the other woman. It doesn't work like that now. It's your man that is accountable to you. So that's even why the guy would have had mind to insult him. Like, why are you coming at me? Face your wife, you know. So I think it goes back to this whole respect issue. Like, I don't even think that this guy respects himself. I'm sorry, I know that you're a sister viewer, but it seems like you need some more self-respect. Like, you shouldn't even stoop to that level. It's below you. It should be you and your wife, maybe your wife's family, if it has to get to that level, but not to the person that you're kind of in competition with. I don't rate that at all.
All right, Livy. Finally, please.
Yes.
Unleash.
Okay, I disagree with my sisters.
Okay, talk
you
to
know
me.
why?
Tell me.
Because I feel like in most relationships, if you don't give your partner a reason to be insecure, they will not be. This particular girl gave this man so many reasons to doubt their relationship, like time after time after time. My only problem with him is when these things were happening, why didn't he ask right away? So she's like, when the whole incident about her leaving a day earlier, he had a problem with it. He should have asked her, why are you leaving a day earlier? What's changed? Is there anything wrong? And you see, the thing is, this guy has been sitting back and it's been phone call after phone call, text messages after text messages, sex, whatever. My thing is, you're done. There's a reason why the guy is an ex. Why are you entertaining the guy even in your marriage? And I feel like this guy has been trying so many ways to make the girl appreciate that he's uncomfortable with her relationship with her ex.
Right.
And it's not getting in, so he's had to go. The mother-in-law has gotten involved, and the mother-in-law is like, okay, like, what's the biggie?
Problem? Yeah.
What's your problem? So that didn't work. Now he went to the guy, back up for my wife. She's my wife. The guy has married you, for crying out loud. You know, my guy, do you know what? Honestly, I really don't think that you need counseling. I feel like the answers are clear. She's not checked out of her previous relationship. You should be the center of attraction. You should be, you guys should be planning your future together. You should be spending more time. You should be sending text messages to each other. So if she feels like Aku was saying, maybe she's not fulfilled in the marriage. So why is she in the marriage?
Right.
Why? The question is, so this guy saw all these things before he even decided to get married. So the foundation of this entire relationship was bogus. You had trust issues with the girl. What made you think that marrying her would make you trust her even more? Like, nothing's gonna change.
Right.
She hasn't disconnected from her ex. She will not disconnect from him today or disconnect tomorrow. My guy, it's tough luck. Like, it's a little too late. You've already invested too much. Like Rosie always says, you're not going to actually spend to divorce her. I honestly don't see this marriage moving forward.
Right.
And it's hard today, but sit back, take a deep breath, reflect. Is this the kind of situation that you want to have kids involved in? Do you actually think that you can trust her? You don't have your mother-in-law support. She's going to constantly be and have chats with her ex. She doesn't feel like she doesn't feel like it's a big deal. She doesn't respect the fact that you're uncomfortable with it, and she's still doing it. I feel for me, I think that is very disrespectful. All attention, all concentration should be on what both couple need to do to make their marriage last, to make it work. It's because I love you, Jess, I wouldn't want to do anything to upset you or even make you doubt my love. So I'll give our relationship 110%. Although, are you okay? Oh, you're uncomfortable with me talking with this guy. It's done. It's dusted. Well, he used to be my ex, but, for you, I'm ready to let it go. But she's not ready to do any of that. I don't think that's a relationship he should be in, my guy. I do not. I honestly do not think so. You know what? I don't think, maybe for your own sanity, yes, maybe you need counseling to detach. Okay, you need counseling to detach. But I don't think that's a relationship you should be in. That's a marriage you should be in. I don't. She's not ready to sacrifice, or she's not ready to let go of this guy. So if she thinks that he's amazing, she should be with him. That's where I stand.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you want to weigh in, Ceci?
Yeah. I'm thinking about the audacity that this guy had to insult your husband. So that means he's getting some power from somewhere.
Thank you. Thank you.
Because for him to have verbally abused you in that manner, he has, Charlie. You are way below the food chain.
Yeah.
So
sad.
It's painful.
Yeah, check out. I think the guy should check out as soon as possible, just for his own sanity. And moving forward, once you see, that's the thing about relationships. Once you start and you see a red flag and you're uncomfortable about it, address it there and then. Don't sweep it under the carpet and think that tomorrow things are going to be okay, because they are not.
Right.
You can never change people. What you can do is to find out a bit more and decide for yourself whether you're ready to live with it for good or not.
Right.
If you think that you can't live with it, let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go.
I do realize that there's some people who just love the extra attention. And I'm not even trying to defend this woman, but I'm just saying that some people just like the fact that people like them. You understand? So they may not even necessarily be cheating, or in this case, this woman may not necessarily be cheating with her husband, but just the fact that, her ex still likes her and gives her all the attention. She's entertaining him. Now, for me, okay, this is where I have a problem. It's been going on for 8 bloody years.
Merci beaucoup.
Who does that?
Thank you.
Let's say ex, okay, you guys just got married, ex is still in the picture, your husband raises it once, raises it twice, raises it 3 times in the first year. Nothing changes. 3 times in the second year. But for 8 years, you've just ignored him and you're sacrificing your marriage for an ex. If this person actually liked you, he wouldn't have been an ex. If he was good enough for you, he wouldn't have been an ex. And indeed, if you feel like he was good enough, why did you marry this guy and waste 8 years of his life?
Thank you.
I don't get it. So I have to agree with all the sisters. And I hate when it seems like all we're telling people to do is walk away. But I don't think that anyone deserves the short end of a stick. When you love someone, it has to be reciprocated. You have to give your all. There's no need being in a marriage if you're not willing to sacrifice some things. And I'm not saying as soon as you get married, forget all your friends and just follow him like Jesus. No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you should keep a healthy relationship with the people who were in your life previously, but let them know that now you have someone who takes precedence over all of them.
Sure.
And that shouldn't be hard to do. So if you have a woman who's not willing to sacrifice, why is she in your life? I know it's hard. You're thinking 8 years is gone, but look at it this way. It's 8 years of rich experience that you could have not been taught in any school.
Sure.
So let's just say, yes, you've wasted 8 years of your life. But at the end of the day, you've also gained something, a very important lesson. So my guy, yes, I'll hook you up with a marriage counselor. I know a few. I can also get you a psychologist, but I can bet you that the conclusion will be the same. This is not a marriage you want to stay in. It's toxic. And she's going to force you to do something you don't want to do one of these days.
Yeah.
So over to you to decide. A couple of messages have hit the show. Ajwa says, hey, boyfriend Seth, some of us don't have. She's lucky to get a husband and she's there fooling. Yao says, how I wish your wife can also narrate her version of the story. King says, I will not side with the man for now when I have not read the woman's story. Perhaps 30 seconds is how far you can go. I felt that in my heart. I felt that in my heart. Hey, Lord. Wow. Paul says, ask for a separation and give her some space. After that, ask her to choose between her friend and you. If she values the ex, then you can decide from there. It's either you share her with him or you leave whilst you're still sane. Obapa says, listen to what the elders are saying. Some women will get good men and mess up, and others will get good women and also be suffering under wicked men. This world in itself is not balanced. Connie says, do you have kids with her? Consider them in every decision that you make. Talk to her first and know what drives her to communicate with her ex. If it's not something you can handle, talk to your family about it. Talk to your pastor or someone you people can talk to. The point is to exhaust all options to get her on track and give yourself time. If all fails, you've tried your best. Then you can resort to divorce. At least you tried. But if you have kids, make sure any decision you take does not affect them too much. All the best. Nana says, divorce her ASAP. Let her go and marry her ex. Move on too. Start entertaining your ex too. Or better yet, find another woman. By all means, live your life. Act like a widower since she's chosen to be insensitive about your feelings. Prosper says, my boss, don't waste your time, Don't waste your time on her. If she can't let go of her ex, then please let her go. It's so simple. And finally, Edith says, wow, such an uncouth lady. Though we have friends we can't cut off after marriage, we don't have to give them so much room that they disrespect our spouse. Village woman. Hey, you're angry. Anyway, so it's Sister on City TV. We'll go for yet another break. Remember, the show is brought to you by Vodafone and Secure. Another message comes your way right after this.
There are those with untold stories, unraveled feats, life-changing stories, and lasting legacies. They tell their stories themselves on footprints. Yes.
Oh, at some point, well, we are taking the step. Unfortunately, he was dragging the country into an abyss. Yeah. So we saw it. But they have held power, the guns and so forth. Who were we to? We just watched. But by, I believe, 74-5, the country was seeing through him. That this man was a total misfit.
But he was a happy man.
But because in Akan, there's a proverb. It's a kwasia na no so nsu a so twati.
Be inspired by their hard work and resilience that led to their outstanding achievements as we trace their footsteps through time.
Lincoln, we have one of our, school member died or whatever, so we have to go there and perform during the funeral, whatever. And then I was feeling thirsty, so there was but those days it's not like pure water or whatever. They sell the water in a bottle. Yeah, stuff like that. So there was a bottle there. I thought it was just a water. No, it was aquateshi, So I just took it. When I drank it, before I realized, Charlie. So what happened to me? I was like, Charlie, I'll never touch it. So since then, I've never touched alcohol.
Okay, so you didn't drink alcohol, and you never smoked?
Smoked, no way. No.
Really?
Never.
Wow.
Never.
Then who comes out of the car? Chachu Chikata and Kojo Chikata. And the Chachu told me that they have, Kojo was sick since the morning and he has been tortured and whatnot, and they have come for a medical attention. Of course, naturally, I have to look after them, even though they are very close relatives. So I look at Kojo, I examine him, I notice that he's definitely been tortured. And, there was blood, deep-seated blood in the ears. You can see that clearly.
So join me, Samuel Atamensa, and my guests every Saturday at 9 a.m. and Sundays at 4 p.m. for Footprints, only on City TV.
Footprint is sponsored by Bethel Logistics Company Limited, experts in shipping logistics.
All right, welcome back, Sister on City FM and City TV. More of your messages hitting us. So this one says, Dear sisters, I was heartbroken some years ago by an ex. We dated for 10 years. I never engaged in premarital sex with her because I didn't think it was responsible to do so before marriage. In our 10th year, I began losing trust in her due to strange behaviors she was exhibiting. Nonetheless, my love for her was still intact. She one time asked me for money, but kept referring to me as some other guy whenever she texts. Name withheld. I complained, but one thing led to another, and she broke up with me. When we started dating, I was 14, and she was 12. I happened to meet someone else, and we've been dating for close to 2 years now. But sisters, I don't love her anymore. I want to break her heart because of my previous encounter. I've developed love for someone else. Please, sisters, help me out. I'm not sure what to make of this message.
Understand. He decided
Wait,
to...
says, I happen to meet someone else, and we've been dating for close to 2 years now. Okay. But sisters, I don't love her anymore. I want to break her heart because of my previous encounter.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
So you're making someone else pay... Oh, wait. Yeah, you don't want to break her heart because of your previous encounter.
Oh,
Yeah. Now I understand. Okay. I wasn't too sure. Yeah. Okay, so you don't want to break her heart because of your previous encounter. So it's like you've been bitten before. All right. Aku, I'm coming to you. Niger Massive, what do you have to say?
I'm actually a bit confused because I'm wondering, so is he now with the person that
With a new
he dated
person.
since he was 14?
No.
Or...
He's broken up with...
So now he's with somebody new.
That's right. And he doesn't want to break her
But
heart
then the bulk...
because of what's happened in the
bulk
past.
of the story was focused on that person that he was with for 10 years, was it?
Yeah,
And
12.
now he's moved on to somebody else. So it's like, I don't even understand why he gave us that whole story, because this issue is now not now about her. So the point is that I think he definitely needs to let go of everybody and do some internal work. He has not moved on from that past experience because it's not even connected to this current relationship. So why is he connecting it? Like he has some past wounds that he definitely needs to deal with. I'm also wondering if he's now sexually active, because obviously he shouldn't be jumping from partner to partner if he is. So if you've developed love for somebody else, I think, you should definitely follow your feelings and you should be honest about the fact that you're in love with somebody else. But I think he also needs to look deeper than that and go back to this long-term relationship, because I don't even think he's over that. So that's just the biggest thing that stands out to me, though, hearing this story. I just kept wondering, okay, why did we spend the last 5 minutes talking about this person, and then now you're with somebody else that you've been with for 2 years, and she only got like one line in your story? So, you know, it's a weird flag to me, Isha. Yeah.
Okay, it is interesting though, like that he spent 90% of the message talking about his ex, yet he's over her, and yeah.
Obviously, he isn't.
Yeah, it sounds like, right?
Well, she got the longer passage because, 10 years is longer than 2 years. So.
Right. Okay.
Actually, that's true.
All right.
So, I also believe that he hasn't moved on, and it is because of the same past that you had your heart broken. You see, do her a favor and tell her. It will be painful from the beginning, but Charlie, 12 and 14. 12, that was when I hit puberty.
I know.
And that was when my mom was telling you that if a guy touches you like this,
you get pregnant.
You get pregnant.
Oh, she said the same to you? Right. Our mothers have been lying.
12 years. What are they doing?
I know.
Yeah, like very, very young. And I don't think they were in the right frame of mind to engage in any kind of serious relationship. I think they were too young.
So you should just move on.
And because he has old wounds, 10 years is a long time. I don't know what was happening within those 10 years, but it's a long time, and besides, he was really young when he started. So I'm sure that from the beginning of the 10 years till when the breakup happened, there were a lot of things he didn't understand from the beginning. And as he grew, he became clearer. So there's the immaturity bit, because they were very, very young. Okay, so he has to tell her that, I don't love you anymore. And then detach from everybody, like Aku rightly said, because it looks like he hasn't gotten his act together.
Right.
He's all over the place. He's all over the place. He should get his act together, and by now, he should be in the university.
Well, I don't know how old he is, but
because he was 14, 10 years, 24.
Right.
He should get his act together. I don't think. I think he's too invested in this at such a tender age. He's too invested in it.
Yeah.
Too invested. He should concentrate on his books, make the money, and you come across people. Once you build yourself, you build your experience, you build your maturity, you are going to meet people. He has a whole life ahead of him.
Right.
So, Charlie, get your act together. Leave this girl alone. Leave her. Get your act together and then move forward. And then you can now consider, Charlie, there's a lot of...
That's all.
Yeah.
All right, Libby.
By the way, well done for not having sex at the age of 14, because I don't know what you would have done. You would have definitely gotten that girl pregnant. You should not be having sex. And bless your mother or whoever told you not to have sex, at that tender age, because really. But I feel like you didn't... because it was your first love, you didn't quite get over all of the things that were happening. Your emotions, your hormones are all over the place, raging, teenagers. First love, I can't let her go. Oh gosh, she's the best thing that happened to me. And then you guys broke up. Oh, breaking news, I can't live my life anymore. Yes, you can. So
some of us are still here. When we thought we would die, we did not die.
We're still here. So, and you know how, like, growing up, your experiences sort of define you, and they sort of help, better define the decisions that you make. They help you while you grow up. I feel like there's been a weird, you haven't sort of gotten over what happened previously. So it's making you very immature even in your decisions as you grow up, it's been 10 years down the line. You're 24 by now. Like the sisters have rightfully said, I don't think your focus should be in getting into a relationship right now. It's very easy for you to want to feel like, everybody's in a relationship, I need to find somebody, I also need to find somebody. But you know what? There's such a blessing in being single. There's such a beauty in enjoying your space, your time. Right now, you're not responsible for anybody but yourself. You can wake up anytime you want to. You can travel anywhere you want to travel. You don't owe anybody an explanation. And there's beauty in trying to build yourself, make something out of yourself. And trust me, when focus is shifted into, like Ceci was saying, investing in who you are as an individual, maybe investing a bit more in your studies, investing a bit more in coming up with, a business idea or work, you end up meeting a lot of people, and it sort of helps you grow up. You look at life differently. You don't sort of streamline everything into one relationship. And trust me, when you're doing that, what you can also do is read a bit more books about relationships, handling women, how to make relationships work. Build yourself up. Know who women are. There's a lot more besides just jumping into a relationship and saying, I love you. Because right now you're like, I love you. Maybe not. After 2 years, maybe not. I don't really love you. How do you break up with this girl? But you know what? If you don't love her, don't waste her time. Tell her. I always tell brothers out there, tell her right now, and be very apologetic about it. However you're going to tell her, you will break this girl's heart that you've been with for 2 years. Trust me, the longer you make it go on, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and love her. I don't see that happening.
Right.
Tell her now, because you owe it to her. 2 years has gone by already, and it's not fair on her. Tell her now, let her go. And you know what? When you finish of a previous relationship, it's done, it's dusted. You've picked up your experiences. Let it go. Don't carry it into the next relationship, because that's exactly what you're doing. And now you're scared that what's going on, something bad is going to happen. But please move on. I think you really, really have to move on. I think it also boils down to how you break up with her as well.
Right.
But be honest with her and tell her that you are so sorry. You don't want to break her heart. You experience the same thing, and it's very sad that you're doing the same thing to her, but you don't want to make her feel unloved.
Right.
But this is what it is. You honestly don't think you're ready for a relationship. Tell her immediately and quickly and let it go. But work on yourself after you break up, and don't just jump into the next relationship if the foundation is not right.
Right. Okay, Aku, I'm going to put you on the spot. Have you ever been in a position where you've fallen out of love with the person you were dating and had to tell them? And if you have, how did you go about it? Just a quick question.
Yeah, I actually have. My most recent relationship, I think that was the issue that I had. And you really just have to be honest. I even found that even when I just had the conversation with him, he already knew. He was like, oh, he could tell for some time that I was falling out of love with you. So you may be thinking that you're even saving this person by keeping it from her and trying to deal with everything inside. But they are already having their suspicions. Like, people know, even though they may not want to accept until you come out and say it. Like, honesty is really just the best policy. So I literally just woke up in the middle of the night almost, and I was just like, honestly, I can't do this anymore. Like, I've been trying, but as I'm in bed here, I'm just thinking, what kind of life am I living? And he actually knew. It was better, and now we're friends. So I feel like really honesty has paid off for me, though. Maybe because he's also a level-headed person. He didn't react in a very sporadic way, but I think honesty will always work, because
Okay, it looks like her connection froze. But yeah, I mean, essentially she's saying that honesty is the best policy. Exactly. But to be honest, sometimes it is also very hard. Especially when you know what you've been through with this person, and you having to come and say, you know what, I'm still not in that same place. It's hard. But I always say that even though it's hard, you're actually doing them a favor by letting them go.
Exactly.
And trust me, right now they may not understand, but 3-4 years down the line, they'll come and thank you for letting them go. Because guess what? They'll also meet someone that they really actually love, even more than perhaps they loved you. So, yeah, I mean, I think that's pretty much it. So my dear messenger, I hope that you picked some lessons from this one, and hopefully you can take some really good decisions on this. So yeah, it's been a good show.
Really? Already?
Yes, the time is up already. It's been a great show, but let me thank Akubeze Okoche for joining us from Nigeria. I didn't even ask you which part of Nigeria you're in. Where is that? Lagos? Abuja?
I'm in Lagos right now. Yeah, I'm in Lagos right now.
Right.
I was part of the protests that were happening, and it's really hot right now in Lagos.
Yes,
so.
we've been following everything on social media. Well, just stay safe, and I hope you guys get what you want, because police brutality is definitely not the way to go. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, you're welcome. You're welcome. And of course to Olivia and Ceci as well. Ladies, it's been good.
Pleasure.
We should do this again soon. Thank you to our sponsors, Vodafone and Secure, for bringing us another exciting episode of the show. We'll be back same time next week. My name is Jessica, and bye-bye for now.